We're back. What's up, people? Shout out to the CIA. One Love FBI. How we doing? How we doing? What's good? Godfather is back. And the house is packed. Let's get it. Come on. Cause I'm fine no matter. Give me that age, that city, and that gender in the chat room. Come on. Yeah, it's not a problem. You know what you're getting into with me, baby girl. Candle of the evening. Laurier 62. It's a hot mess. It's the best. Tell those good lies. Because we fine no matter what. Hey! We fine. So tell those good lies. Because I'm fine no matter what. We are back in the house. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How are we doing? Nieces and nephews, kinfolks and cousins. Your godfather is back in the house for the Friday night show. Sorry if the internet connections have been kind of spotty over the last day or so. I think the internet has a little little illness, but we're going to do what we have to do. Candle of the evening, Laurier 62, fragrance of the day, hypnotizing fire, baby in a bottle right here. Baby in a bottle. Both of these fragrances should come with contraceptives. Woo, I've been smelling so good all day, I wanted to kiss my damn self. Let's see. Make your woman work for you. High value one-on-one. Oh, what do you say? The frames? Oh, thank you. You like them? Appreciate it. Appreciate it. What are they? We'll talk about that in a minute. But before we do that, we need to make sure we do one thing. We need to keep the engagement over 50%. If we don't keep the likes over 50%, likes or dislikes, here's what'll happen. And you don't want to hear that song. I know you don't want to hear that song, although I know some people will tell me, it's like, is it a shame that I started to like this song? No, girl, I know you like it. I know you like it. I know you like it. Like the song, girl, like the song. Oh, yes, I'm in a good mood. I'm in a great mood. Why? Because I get a chance to speak with you folks again tonight. I love these frames. These are a nice pair of frames. Indoor, outdoor glasses from the brand Cartier. Part of the reason I went up to New York City was to make a video for Cartier. Also, taking another scouting trip to determine what area of town, if I decided to move to, I would go to. I made it out to Queens. Got some dim sum while I was out there. Made it down to Soho, Columbus. There's a difference between Columbus Circle and Columbus Square. Now I know that. And made it out to Dumbo. So, but I'm much more of a Manhattan guy. So, yeah, a lot to report. I was supposed to flew out in the morning, going to LA, but seems like this little bug is making a resurgence. I'm like, I want to get out there and get locked, get quarantined or shut in on the West Coast. So I think we're gonna give it 24 hours before we do anything. In the meantime, how are we doing tonight? Shout out to all the PhDs.
I'm a PhD.
With your bad ass. Shout out to all the dogs. Don't bite your godfather. I didn't make the rules, man. I just report on what I see. So don't get mad at me. Tonight we're going to go into it. Let's go ahead and turn the lights down red. And let's get into it. If you don't follow me on Instagram, the frat room, you missed what I consider to be a pretty decent show earlier today. And one of the things I was saying on Instagram is, a big part of the problem with, like I said, with relationships today, women have these massive lists, and it's messing up a lot of the women's game. A lot of the dating market is messed up because the women in these incredibly long lists. The one thing that's keeping you single and unmarried, and then followed up with the major reason that so many people are frustrated and alone is all this damn confusion. You know what the confusion comes in? Who's supposed to do what? Who's supposed to do what and when? Back in the day, 50 years ago, 70 years ago, it's pretty simple. I go to work, provide, take care of the family. I work outside the house, you work inside the house. We're partners. I knew my role, you knew your role. Everybody knew their role. Today, you can be.
I'm a PhD.
You can have all that. You can be a strong, you can be an educated, intelligent woman, career woman. And I will tell you, your godfather, I only deal with professional women. I don't deal with airheads. You have to know who Nietzsche is and know it ain't a pair of shoes. If you think Nietzsche is a pair of athletic shoes, I don't care how fine you are, can't fuck with you. So for me and men like myself, we prefer women to have bachelors, masters, PhDs, but women back in the day had those things too, but they still were women. Everybody knew their role. And now today, it's like everybody's trying to build the airplane while they fly it, make up new rules. And I'll tell you, if that's how you like it, enjoy, knock yourself out. But for me, I've tried it that way and it does not work. It does not work. It led to not one, but two divorces. And for all the people that keep asking, is he divorced? He's divorced? Yes. What do you want to listen to somebody who's been married for 30 years? Failures are the best teachers. Don't you know? Because we learn from our mistakes. Somebody who's just done it one way, you sound silly. So stop asking these foolish questions. You look at some of the best people in the world and they were massive failures. As I was saying, and let's look at the likes. Okay, 1,700. We need to get up. Keep the likes going. Look, man. I've found one thing for sure. Old school still works pretty damn good. It still works pretty damn good. But the thing is, you have to have the masculine burden of performance. Why am I saying all this? I'm leading into an overall theme that women, make your woman work for you. As a high value man, one of the things you must make your woman do is work for you. It's high value 101. Now, what I mean by work for you, I know a lot of women are probably out there, what do you mean? Got to work for him, work for his attention, work for this? No. No. High value men employ their women. Shout out to my boy Donovan Sharp. Look, One of the worst things that happen to relationships today is women are going to work outside of the home. Listen to what I'm about to say. If you are a man and you're a man and you have a wife, you're a king of your castle, but yet she leaves home and goes to a building where she is working for another man, taking his instructions, making him money, the company, whoever. She's getting her resources to bring back to the castle. It is asking for problems. You don't understand? Well, let me give you a different example. You don't want to date with a woman with children because you don't want to deal with a baby daddy. Why? You don't want to deal with another man's influence in your home. Well, guess what? When a woman is working outside the home, that's another man's influence in your house. We're going to call him the business because today the employer can be male or female. And I will say one of the demands of a high value men have housewives. Why? Because they employ their wives. Whether the job is taking care of 1, 2, 3 children, or whether the job is being the on your husband's team, the head cheerleader for your husband's business, the high value man understands that I have to do what I need to do to make sure that she stays in here on my program. This is why I tell you guys automatically, being high value ain't for everybody because you accept the masculine burden of performance. 60 hours a week minimum, baby boy. I can't tell you the last time I worked less than 60 hours. Anybody who knows me will tell you I am working all the time. All the time. And men who are high value, whether they have women or not, they work all the time. And ladies, understand something. If you want to be with a high value man, one of the best things you can do is date an actual successful entrepreneur. A successful entrepreneur will help you understand how to date high value men because understand something. Rule number 1 to dating a successful entrepreneur, and I make the difference between successful and serial. There are a lot of people who are entrepreneurs who go from one thing to the next thing and it don't work. In order to date a successful entrepreneur, ladies, this must be at the top of the list. You must be in love with his mission. Case in point, I'm an image consultant, fragrance reviewer, life coach. Can you imagine me dating a woman who did not love fashion, who did not love fragrance, or could care less about interpersonal relationships? That would never work because that is who I am. I am that morning, noon, and night. I am that in Atlanta, New York City, in Oklahoma, on the toilet, in the bed, in the shower, in the gym, in the restaurant, in the car. I am that 24/7. If you follow me on IG, or if you follow me, I flip on Instagram, and I am that. If she cannot deal, or if she cannot love that, she cannot love me. Ladies, if you want to be able to deal with the high value man, he must be your pride. You must fall in love with his purpose because his purpose has to come before you. Because understand something, his purpose builds those shoulders. Remember what I said, far too many women today are far too many. I'll back up. When I said mistakes in my previous relationships, putting responsibility on hips instead of on shoulders. Shoulders are built for loads. Hips are built for loving. Babies and some other stuff. So I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you this. High value men, it is damn near a requirement as a high value man to have your wife working for you or working, whether that's working directly for your business, your purpose, or being in the home. Now, does that mean it has to be day one? No. But it has to happen. It can't be 10 years later. It needs to happen in short order. Because the longer your woman is working for him, they the more him, it, them, they is going to come into your situation. The longer that paycheck she's making is coming over there, the more it's going to inflict. And forget the money. Let's just get real with it. High value men are ambitious, assertive, ambitious, and aggressive. Look, you cannot deal with a high value man. I don't want you going off to 8 to 5 over there. Funk that. You working 10 to 2. You working 10 to 4 for me. What are you doing the rest of the time? Looking, getting ready for me to come back home. High value men are aggressive, territorial, and you are the first territory. Gentlemen, make your woman work for you. Now, here's a question, lady. I know a lot of women in there shouting, looking at pom poms. Yeah, that's right. Give me a job. Let me work for you. But what kind of employee are you? See, this is not a placeholder position. This is not a figurehead. No, you're going to work. You're going to work because you're going to be on board with your husband, your man's vision, because you sink or swim with the success of him. Let's look at where we are right now. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no. Get my likes up. Y'all are tripping. Get them up, get them up, get them up. Guys, understand something. I shouldn't have to keep doing that. Oh, Brandon, let me help you out. Goodbye. Go ahead and play taps for you. Anybody else want to say what Brandon said? You're too cheap to hit a like button. You're too stupid to be in my room. Understand something. Gentlemen, make your woman work for you. Why? Because if you are too easy, people admire things they have to work for. One of the smartest things you could do as a man is to make sure that your woman works for you. Now, I know this is not going to be a popular message with a lot of guys because it firmly puts the burden on you. Well, yeah, as it should be. You talk about all this alpha, this or that, and you want her to be a certain way. Well, one of the major reasons why women are so confused today is because they're getting too many inputs in too many places, too many opinions, too much advice. Well, guess what? If you're working together, where's the opinion and advice coming from? And this is one of the smartest things that a couple can do, a man can do for himself, if you're going to deal with women. Now, I know there are going to be some guys who say, well, wait a minute. I don't have a business. Well, you better get one. Meaning, you may be working for someone else because 70 to 80% of people work for someone else, granted. But what can she do for you to where she is working in your business or start a side business. If she's a housewife, guys, I'm not here to give you every answer. I'm just telling you that without a shadow of a doubt, 90%, 90 plus percent of high value men, their wives work for them. That's it. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. They work for them. Let me give you some benefits of this. One, you're not working against each other. Look, man, if you got to get up and work 12, 14 hours a day, you don't want her to be working 12, 14 hours, 10 hours a day. Well, you want her to be available to you when you're ready. So she's got reports, deadlines, and everything else. Smartest thing to do would make sure that she has time to be there. You're not working against each other. Two minds are better than one. See, a lot of times, guys, this it's also going to push you to say, well, what value is a woman? For you guys who just think she's just there to have sex, well, I think you're not really getting the best out of a woman. Yeah, she's supposed to be beautiful, but there's a reason there's a first lady. There's a reason you cannot be a bachelor in the presidents. Because women often have complementary skills that we don't have as men. And other things, guys, you need a work wife, a wife who works for you. Now, why is this concept? Why do I think this concept would be controversial? Because many men don't work for themselves, and you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. Better for her to be a housewife and have a business from home while she's homeschooling the children or something than actually out in the workforce. How can you get that? How can you make that situation happen? One of the ways you can make it happen is if you are 100%. That's why I'm not a 50-50 guy. Live on your income. Live on your income. And if you're not, and if you're working 40 hours, you need to be working 60 minimum. I make the bones about it. You're gonna have to work. See, what we can't have is guys who want 50-50, but then you want 100% submission. And then point and say, well, they get it over in the white community, Hispanic community, Middle Eastern community, Asian community. Yeah, but they have their own economies. One thing in Black America, Black men, we don't have our own economy. You have to make your own economy. I'm not going to absolve you, and I'm not going to claim white supremacy, racism, whatever. I don't give a shit. Make it. Go make an ice cream stand. Go sell some seeds. I don't care. Make a consignment business. Flip shit on eBay. Sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Do something. Guys, where do most of the problems come in a relationship with a woman? At work. She's driving to work. She's got to get up in the morning, drive and commute, stress, problems. They're not built like us. At work, dealing with those women she works with, the dudes that she works with. You remove all that from the equation. Now the responsibility is going to be, 100% on your shoulders. But that's the difference. Shoulders are different than hips. You want to make it to where, no, man. See, wait a minute. What you saying though? But see, women leave millionaires all day long. I don't judge high value based on athletics and entertainment. I judge it on the business class. The divorce rate is set plus 70 plus percent in the lower class. That's below $42,000 a year. 70%. You know what the divorce rate is in the upper class? 20. It is less than it's no simple math. It's over a third less. So knowing all this, the facts, stats, statistics, if you want a woman and you want children, do you want her working outside of the home, or do you want her working in the economy that you create, that funds and supports you? I mean, better if your wife is an accountant, she could be a bookkeeper. There are plenty of things that you can do, she can do, if you are willing to. Oh, let's talk about it, because I know I know there are gonna be some guys that are upset, and I don't care. That's why I say high value. One of the things high value men are the most proud about is the fact that their wives don't work. It's a status symbol. It's a badge of honor. You know how lame you would look as a high value man if your wife is having, not wants to, not Dr. Lucia, but wants to, if she has to go to work. I wish when I was a younger man, somebody would have told me that and then let me decide. I wish somebody would have said, all right, Kevin, here's the reality. If you want a wife and children, here's what's going to have to happen. Regardless as to what she says, you're going to have to pay 100% of everything. And if she works outside the home, it's going to be a problem, no matter what she says. I wish someone would have sat down and told me just the reality of what so many women want, think, regardless as to what the messages get pumped out. You have seen it for over 6 months, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. Women from high school to PhD, all wanting to be able to have the ability to not have to work after pregnancy to pay significant bills. That ain't gonna change, gentlemen. See, I know you guys love it when I come in here and slapping taps and everything else, but I'm saying, you hear this? See, and instead of saying, well, she has to, well, before I do that, she has to, I don't care about that. I don't care about any of that stuff. That is the wrong attitude. Well, why should, if you have any problems with this, you're not 100% man. And that's fine. You're some version of an 80-20, 70-30, 60-40, 50-50. And hey, man, all kudos to you. And all I'm saying is know what you get. Know what you're getting when women have other influences other than you. I would much rather be able to sit back and say, I got to get up 4 o'clock in the morning, get up, such and so forth, and she's still in bed. I get out and go do what I have to do. I'm busy doing what I'm doing. She understands my business so much to where she's doing things for me. Have you thought about this at this show? Have you thought about that? What about this idea? See, when a woman is truly into you, they will find a way to try to help you on your journey. That's the kind of woman that you should be looking for, because you're on your purpose. She can see a purpose. So what do? You don't reward that? I want that working for me. I don't want that working for them. What do you want? Because all that energy, all that inspiration is going to work for somebody else. It's going to work for someone. What are you going to do? Now, let's switch it up, ladies. Sounds great, right? But see, you're going to have to come into the interaction showing these qualities. You cannot wait until you become wife before you start showing wifely things. He who findeth a wife findeth. You got to come in the door showing these things. You can't wait till you get the promotion to start doing the job. Nope, on the job, you have to start doing the work and show that you want the promotion. and you're not a partner. You're support. You're on his team. Whatever he wants, whatever he needs it done, you're there to do it. Or don't get mad if he goes out and hires a pretty little assistant to do it for him. I think it's far better to tell women that they should work for their men and allow men to come up with a way to make an economy for their women than to say, you go get a job, she go get a job, y'all come together, bring your stuff in and make a big pile. My opinion. Just my opinion. You're entitled to yours. I don't have any facts, data, statistics, just my opinion. And it's the way I prefer to live. And because this is what I see from successful men, high value men. Their wives work for them, either in the house or as the housewife. They find a way to work for their husband's vision, which is the overall goal and plan for the family, the legacy. So let's get into it. How many women would be willing to work for their man? And the thing is, ladies, what kind of skills do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? How can you work for your man? How is what you're doing today working for somebody else going to translate into working for your man? I hear a lot of women talk about, I want to be homeschooled. Shout out Tony Davis. A lot of women talking they want to homeschool their kids. Great. How you going to work for your man? Your husband is working in corporate America, but he wants to transition and start his own business. How are you going to make that transition easier? He starts a startup business, and what can a wife do? Well, if you ever lived in a cold weather climate, when it's real cold outside, like when it's under freezing, Tony, gentlemen, when it's under freezing outside, what do you have to do to a car? You don't just jump in the car, start it up, right? What do you have to do? You got to start it up. You got to let the car warm up. Ladies, your husband seeds a business, starts an idea, burning them hours after between 6 and midnight, getting the startup business off the ground. And while he's out working 8 to 5, you're warming the business up. So where he comes through the door and he jumps in the driver's seat and drives that business to where it starts to earn some money, to where you get that one important thing, the replaceable income, the FU money. You're making enough on the side business to replace this business. So you got your income coming from here. You got a seed business coming from here. It's bringing in more money. You don't start living on the money. You start stocking, you're stockpiling it, paying down your debt, increasing. And wives, you're starting to help with this to where when this starts becoming closer and closer to this, then he can get rid of that and start doing this one and let the business take off. Ladies, how many times do you hear people come on the channel talking about, well, this person works over here and she does that? Man, this is how couples make it. And guess what? You've got more in common together other than just love. I'm not happy. You got real shit together. You've got real stuff. You've got real ties that bind. Many more things in common other than just love. I personally talk about my next ex-wife, but I would tell you this. One of the things I admire most about high value men is the adoration many of their wives have for them for the fact that they don't have to get up and go to work in the morning. I've sat back and overheard soccer moms talking about how fortunate they feel to not have to get out and work like their girlfriends, and how appreciative they are that their man has made it possible for them to do it. Huh. Yeah, ladies, that's the attitude you're going to need to take to make this work. You're not owed this. This is a privilege. And you should be grateful to get it, because especially
I'm a PhD.
if your ass is out here already working anyway. You already have to get up every morning, month in, month out, week in, week out. Going to work, commuting, up the elevator, down the elevator, deadline, this, that, stress, back and forth, performance review, up and down. Oh my God. You've been doing it for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, and all of a sudden somebody takes that all away. Don't you ever think you should decide to get entitled, act like you deserved it. No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. How many of you ladies would like to work? How many of you ladies would be willing to work for your man? Because you're working for somebody already. Now, sadly, many women are in this place right here. They wasting their time working for other people. They're taking their youth, their creativity, their fertile years. And what are you getting for it, ladies? You're working for the man. You're working for him. He gets your youth, your creativity, your fertile years. And what do you get? A paycheck? Business cards? Woo! You're giving up a whole lot. But while you... Danger zone! Those 8 years, what are you getting? $70,000 a year? Yay! Yay! Woohoo! That's why I say most women don't have careers, you have jobs. What are you getting for your independence while you in your what? Danger zone? Hey, what do you get? What do you get? Versus you see what I see today when I was in my optometrist, and one woman's at work and her sister came in with a baby carriage, one in the carriage, one on the hip, and the woman behind the woman I know who's working came running out to see her sister. Her sister was coming from home with her babies. She was at work. Auntie was excited to see sister who had 2 babies and a husband. Who's winning?
I'm a PhD.
Okay. Who's winning? Who's winning? Because when she got off work, she went and did yoga, went home to her dog, got a little ramen and a couple of glasses of wine and an Ambien to start all over again. What's more appealing? Having to learn how to cooperate, get along with the man, getting on side with your man, finding a way to work for him, and not having to work for the system for the next 40, 50 years, not breaking down, not being tired, wrinkling, sad, depressed, stressed out because you got so many responsibilities. Shout out to Claudia, who said, I was told by my mother and grandmother that 80% of a relationship, marriage, is a woman's responsibility. And American women know how to do this. They know how to focus and plan to go to school, to get a degree. They go to work. They are on time. They do all these things, and they will show up, commit, cooperate, do all this other stuff because your man is the job. Gentlemen, make your woman work for you. How Value 101? That's what I say. What do you say?
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. arregla con dinero. Money work, si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero, yeah, yeah. Money work, se arregla con dinero, yeah. Money work, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work.
All right, guys, here's the ultimate question. I get asked this often. I hear guys talk about this too. Why don't women want to work? Why don't women want to work? Why don't women want to work after marriage? Why don't women want to work after marriage? And here's the thing. Here's a conversation to be had. Why don't women want to work? I don't think most women wanted to have to work to begin with. And I will say this, every RP channel, every RP content creator I know of is in a long-term relationship. And the natural progression tends to be that their women tend to come work for them. Do you want your woman to work for another man? Do you want her to work for you? The majority of women are lazy. Then, okay. See, Darren Noble. I'll go ahead and say, Darren Noble says the majority of women are lazy. Well, what's the problem, Darren? Let me go ahead and respond to Darren Noble. Then, Darren, why are you worried about the majority of women? See, this is the thing I can't deal with, is when you say the majority of women are lazy. Okay, then guess what? What if a woman said the majority of men are bums? What would you say to her? Then go find the guys who aren't. See, you can't have it both ways. You can't expect women to have to submit and cooperate, fit, feminine, and friendly, and all this other thing, and then get out there and pay bills. Beauty costs, gentlemen. And if you say women are this, women are that, you get an argument from me, then go find the ones that aren't. That doesn't work. See, men, you got to have a can-do kind of attitude. I don't care what a solution. We fix problems. Well, women in America, this. Hey, man, then if that's what you believe, what you gonna do about it? What's the solution? What's the solution for any of you, men or women? If these women are this, these women are that, what's your solution? Well, I'm just not getting married. Fine. Then you don't need to keep having these conversations about women. If you're not going to deal with women, why do you keep talking about them? If your solution is, I don't want to deal with them, I'm going to wait for the artificial womb to come out or surrogate, then after that, I'm going to pay my money, get my product, and leave. Great. Unless you are a content creator and making content to continue to educate new people to the marketplace. If you're simply a commenter or a viewer, you've already made your decision. Go in peace. But see, what I really believe is some folks, just like there are women who have an opinion about men and but they still frequent these spaces. Some of you guys, your slip is showing. So here's the thing. Join the show, but he went silent. It's a hard question to ask. It's a hard question to answer because what it says is, yeah, the situation's jacked up. It's all jacked up. The world's jacked up. The rules are gone. Everything's upside down. It's chaos. It's crazy. I accept all this. It's not fair. It sucks. But this is the time we find ourselves in. As a man, I cannot do anything about that. I have to decide how best to navigate this path. What is it? And if you want to have anything out of life that deals with women, you're going to have to figure out how to interact with them. I started a trucking company 2 years ago. My wife followed. 2 years later, she had a clothing line. Give them something to follow. Thank you, brother. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. After I started my trucking company, my wife followed. 2 years later, she had a clothing line. Give them something to follow. This is all I'm saying, gentlemen. This is all I'm saying. And I didn't even talk to the black men in particular. This is where we had the ball kicked out of our hands. I was told we were taught to be a generation of softer men and a generation of harder women. They equipped Generation X with everything except this knowledge. Go build your own businesses to employ yourselves and your women. It's like we went out and got degrees and everything else and went and made everybody else rich. We went to work for other people while they took our youth, our creativity, our exuberance, paid us pennies on the dollar for our time and made themselves and their generations rich. If they had told Generation X simply this: feminism, third wave feminism, strong, independent, don't need no man, that's fine. But you men go out there and build an economy to employ men who look like you. Like, don't go work. Don't just be happy with going to work on white collar. Go build an economy. Take the white collar money, go start a blue collar business and employ men who look like you. And employ women who look like you as well. Whether it's your own woman. So if you go start a business and you hire this man, you're providing for this man and his wife and kids. So every other group does it. It starts with group economics. I'm sorry. The problem with women is we don't control our economy. So I can't fix that. I can control my economy, and my woman will work for me. Tell her what she gets, Bob. She gets a hellified benefits package. Working for me is a good deal. You'll have shit to do. Whatever her talents, her skill sets, I'll find some way to make them work for me. Find some way to make it work for me. And that's what you're gonna have to do, man. Because at the end of the day, we can complain about a lot of stuff, about the nature of women, this and that, but it is hard to go get a check someplace and then if your check is $3,000 and her check is $1,500, that's $1,500 she got somewhere else. Ladies, how important is this to you? I want to hear from the ladies. How important is this to you, ladies? Join the show, lady. I want to hear from you, ladies. How important is this to you? In all seriousness, where you're at right now, or where you would want to be. Look. Here's you get free. You get here's your opportunity to call in, tell men what you think or how you would feel about being able to work for your man or yeah, your man or men. Tell them what you think. Because I believe they want to hear it. Tell them how you feel about it. Tell them what it would do for you. Tell them why this is a good thing. Sell them on the idea, ladies. Other than, you should do it just because God said it. It's a man's duty to provide. All right. Case in point, that won't work. You can't use the Bible today to make those arguments. You're going to have a better pitch. Thank you. Grind over. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you, I've worked in corporate America, and I have seen executive assistants. It's not uncommon for executive assistants to be unmarried because it is very common, especially in the 80s and 90s. It was very common for executive assistants to travel from place to place with CEOs or VPs because when he moved up, she moved up. And it was industry knowledge that these women were sleeping with their employer. Well, you think you got a woman who was a secretary making $35,000 who became an executive assistant making $150,000. They're doing roughly the same thing, except she has coming to work in a Chanel power suit with a designated parking spot and a black Amex. She's flying across the country first class. I mean, you better ask somebody. Better ask somebody. And these women are not unattractive. And these women are not ugly. Hello. What do you got for me?
This is my second time calling, so you won't hear from me again. I wanted to just chime in because I was married to a high value man. I was married at 19, passed away almost 6 years ago. But
Okay.
I wanted to speak on the importance of working for your husband. And um, you know, at first, when we first got married, I would do a lot of the groundwork for him in terms of he hosted a lot of parties internationally. He owned and ran a lot of nightclubs and lounges in various countries. With him and his family would, and so myself and my sister-in-law, we would hire the hostesses, the pretty women that you see walking around the clubs holding drinks and stuff. We would
Yep.
hire them. We would make sure that we would decorate. They didn't want to be bothered with that kind of stuff. when we travel internationally, I went to barber school so that I could do his hair. I took, I think the term is esthetician courses,
Mm,
so I could do his nails and shape his beard for
mm-hmm.
him while he traveled, so he wouldn't have to worry about that on the road. And I'm sorry, hold on, let me close my door. And so, you know, that really helped. But I also ran the household. He called me the grand mistress because I also ran the household. I was responsible for the maids to clean the house, for the chefs, for the diet, and his health. I took herbology courses so that I could try to give him the best natural remedies for any ailment that he had while we were on the road. And but he also encouraged me to pursue my dreams, which was anthropology, history, and all that. So, you know, he encouraged me to go to school as well. And from that, because his family owns a manufacturing. They do textiles, they do things for the military, they make clothes, they make metals and things for the military. He started making archaeology tools that I designed. He started making like encasements to put like findings in. And so I was able to travel and also sell his product to the people that I worked with in the archaeology field. And so that was really fun. And that's something that he kind of did for me slash with me. But
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to chime in and say like the importance of when you're married to a high value man or a man that's very busy, you want to be an asset to him more than a burden or just like a pet or something. Like you want to
Mm-hmm.
be a part of his business, you want to be a part of his life because that also gives you time with your husband. If your husband's working so many hours, but you're working with him, that gives you time with him. Otherwise, you won't have, if you're sitting at home, you won't have that time with him. I help him organize his papers, his bills, you know, like I organized his office and his files because he was like not very good at that. And so, yeah, I just wanted to,
Thank you, Antonia.
important. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me again. Bye
Yep.
bye.
Bye bye. Okay, that was a lot to unpack. She started out working, doing administrative or things that would probably come much easier to women, picking out this, that, this decoration, and progressively one thing stacked on another, stacked on another, stacked on another. That's the woman who's an archaeologist who called in on the show the other day. Well, the archaeology came way after she started doing the decorating. See, it feeds upon itself, guys. And you think feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. I didn't pick that word for nothing. That is what women are exceptionally good at, inspiring, and it's a loop. The problem is the inspiration is going outside of your home, outside of your economy. But when you take the inspiration and bring it inside of your own economy, it feeds upon itself. And it ultimately means she becomes a feminine asset. Somebody asked if can only women can call in tonight. If you are here's the thing. Some of you guys that call in, I don't know who you are and what you're calling about. Um, if you actually have lived experience where you've employed your woman, then sure. And you've got the receipts to talk about it, sure you can call in. But I just don't want to hear a bunch of random guys' opinions about how they feel about it, because honestly, if you're not if you're not in the position to employ a woman, it's all theoretical. I mean, no offense, but what I tend to get is a lot of guys who are average earners who want to fantasize how if they were in that position, what they would like to see a woman do, and that doesn't help anybody. Oh, guilty pleasure, Chick-fil-A lemonade. Oh, Chick-fil-A lemonade is so good. Um, so yeah, Here we go. iPhone. Well, who's on iPhone? Unmute yourself. Hello? Hello? Hi, what's your first name? What do you have for me, Joy?
About the topic about being employed by your husband
Okay.
and working for your husband. Um, Me and my husband have been married for a little over 2 years now, and he is a teacher for middle school. He teaches middle school math, and his side hustle was tutoring. Um, and he's an African American man. He's great with children. He's a great mentor, and he used to play college and professional basketball. So what I've done for him is we started a math academy where we offer tutoring services to children, to adults. He does middle school, but we've branched out for children who are kindergarten through ninth grade. And like your last caller said, it has definitely brought us together.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard you say once before, like, women, we need to get excited about the things that our men are excited about.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
he loves math. That's what he loves to teach it. And I'm business oriented. My degree was in business, so I'm using my degree to manifest both of our dreams. Like, I'm satisfied in doing the management part, and he he teaches and tutors. Like the last caller said, I take care of everything else and just let him do what he does best. And
Are you
it
working
has
for him full time now?
um
If y'all don't
kind
stop
of,
all this
yes.
smacking, stop
I'm
on.
sorry. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. um I also take care of my dad.
Mhm.
He has cancer, so I'm his
Okay.
caretaker. So
But you're
between
on
that and
path.
my
But you're on
husband, that's what
path
I
to.
do.
But you're on path to. It's only been 2 years.
Right. But I'm
But at least
definitely
that. But at
staying
least
home.
there's at least a path though. That's a good thing.
Exactly. Our children are homeschooling. So I'm here. I have a 10-month-old, I have a kindergartner and a fourth grader, and I'm here every day for them to be online to do their schooling, for me to see my baby, all her milestones and everything. So it's great.
And a
It's a
math
great
academy
opportunity.
to grow for the family. Heck, you even got depending
Exactly.
upon how the kids grow. Next, they may be tutoring in the academy, making money on the side. All good.
Exactly.
All right, Mod. Sounds good. Thanks, Joy.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye bye. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. You don't have to be an attorney. He's a school teacher and had a side hustle that turned into a math academy. I think many of us believe that if you don't do something big and grandiose, we always want the big thing. You start small. Start small. A side hustle that grows into a revenue stream that grows into a business that grows into more. And 2020 and beyond is the land of the gig economy. I mean, Uber, online selling of products. There's so many things that can be done these days, especially on an online economy, to where you don't even have to invest lots of money. Hello? Where you don't even have to invest lots of money to go into debt. Hello? Unmute yourself. Uh, unmute yourself, please. Hello? Yes. First name. What do you got for me? Okay. Go ahead.
Um, First of all, my name's Amal. I'm from London, and I think
Welcome.
what you're saying, it's true. I think a woman should always work under her man.
Okay. Are you married?
No, but I would like to be someday.
How old are you?
27.
27. What do you do for a living?
I work in insurance.
Okay. Are you actively dating?
It's a lockdown, so no.
Actively meaning, are you before Corona? Did you have a relationship?
No.
All right. So how are you guys dating? And so how do you plan on going about dating in this new reality? This isn't going to go anywhere. Meaning this pandemic is going to be with us in some form or fashion. It's not going to, I mean, I think many of us think that one day it's going to go away. No, it's like the cold and flu season we have currently is a remnant of the flu of 1912.
Well, I think right now it's different. It's more attacking everyone's life. Everyone is like more. I don't know. I
What,
think it's more.
what was your
Everything is
dating life
locked.
before? What was your dating life before the virus, though?
Um,
The same.
there wasn't any dating
Exactly.
life.
So this is why I say please don't go down the path of it's different when it's really not. Your dating life is the same, and I'm trying to help you if you'll listen. Because I have a message right now from a friend of mine. Check out this femininity coach I follow. She just got engaged to a guy she knows after 6 weeks. Ma'am, people are still
In
getting
this time,
together. Yes, because they don't have your attitude. So you came on saying a woman should do A, B, and C. I great, but and I asked you, would you like to be married? You said yes, but you're not even dating. So what I'm trying to do is get you ladies out of fantasy into action. And you're telling me, well,
at this point, I think the only thing that would be available is online dating.
how about this? You don't know until you do until you try.
Correct.
So why aren't you trying? What are you afraid of? Because
I've not done
before
on
Corona, you
online
weren't doing
dating.
anything either.
Correct.
So, due respect, don't keep skipping over to Corona like that's the problem. What are you afraid of?
Nothing. But I appreciate speaking to you. This is the first time I've actually been awake so late in the morning
All right.
and
Well, I
seeing
would
the
tell you, I would
green
tell you,
light.
I would tell you, I would tell you something. You sound like you may be a very nice woman, but let me tell you something. Many of you ladies today have become feminine incels. Incel is involuntarily celibate. And ma'am, you haven't dated in probably years. And the problem and at 27, it's not
Danger
it's
zone!
not a laughing matter. I mean, you shouldn't be laughing at
Am I
27.
in the danger zone?
Yeah, you're 27. That's the danger zone. And when
Okay.
was the last time you had a boyfriend? Have you ever had a boyfriend?
A few years.
A few years. How many?
That's correct.
Huh?
Probably about 2 or 3 years ago.
2 or 3 years. So, that's the last time you were intimate with somebody. No one continue.
Um, it, I know, about the beginning of January.
All right. So it's reasonable to say that you're a little rusty when it comes to relationships. And here's the thing
Correct.
that happens: the more you women stay in this theoretical headspace to where, well, it's a bad time, or I'm focusing on myself. You guys
No,
don't.
you are correct about that, but I don't
I'm
think it's necessarily about.
You can't just start jumping in talking over me. So, uh, all right. So here's the thing: we have to talk about female incels for a second. Men who are incels and voluntarily celibate, meaning lacking the social skills to be able to approach a woman in an organic fashion, seduce her, or raise her interest enough to have her want to have sex with you. That's how sex happens. And when a man cannot do that, he wants sex, he just cannot make it happen. So therefore, he's involuntarily celibate. And we tend to laugh and poke fun at those guys, but there is a large amount of women who are in the same position, socially awkward. And why is that? Because I did a video 2 weeks ago. I'm focusing on me, which is just another word, which is code for a lot of you women. But one of the biggest things is it's a way for you to disengage because you're afraid of rejection, afraid of being hurt, afraid of something. There is a fear motivating women who do not even make themselves available to be approached. And you can say you've seen my show many times, and that ranges across the world. I'm just working on myself and just focusing on myself. And here's what happens. Ladies, you're the social creature. If you think of being your social skills as a muscle, if you don't walk, the muscles in your legs begin to atrophy. So when you have to engage someone like myself who was very social, you are offbeat. Relationships are a back and forth. It's a volley. A conversation is a back and forth. And women who are socially awkward, they're stepping on your toes in the relationship. They don't quite get it. Their sense of humor is a little off. They're laughing at inappropriate times because they're still 12 years old or 15 years old in the emotions and 30 years old in the body. And it's just something quite off. And they know it's off, and they don't want to feel the pain of the rejection or being thought of as being weird or socially awkward. So it feeds upon itself to where female incels are even more insidious than male incels, because you end up, because people don't expect, because somebody wants to have sex with, no, it's not the point. I mean, it's kind of sad. So now fast forward to the pandemic, and you have plenty of women like her who have a built-in excuse. Well, now I can say it's because I'm afraid of the virus, which I skipped right on past it. Tell me what it was like before then. So, ladies, understand something. You cannot take off from dating. This is a mandate. You need to stay engaged because you need the practice. Your clock is far shorter than us as men, from 18 to roughly 40. After 40, it's pretty much a wrap. Women taking off a year, 2 years, 3 years has devastating effects upon your social muscles. Devastating. And I see it every week. Every week. Yeah, it's not funny. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, so here we go. Next, I'm going to just open it up for the last 30 minutes for calls. Hello? Open it. Hello? Unmute yourself. Hi, first name. What do you got for me?
That a woman should always help her man, especially if he's trying to evolve business wise. Completely agree.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Well, in my current
Go ahead.
in my current situation, I just got into a relationship 3 months ago, and we're on the subject of helping one another. And I didn't really completely understand what he meant by that. And so I've been watching a couple of your videos of what women can do to help a man evolve, or a high value man, or whatever you were saying. And um, I never really understood like what I needed to do to help a man, but it makes sense, especially watching this video right now.
Well, the thing is, you have to go figure it out. That's what it is. If you're going to be with a man, you got to figure out how to, and you can't ask him. You need to figure it out. And when you do, you'll actually
That's
show him that you get,
exactly what he said.
yeah, because you need to show us that you give a damn. That's figuring it out to how to help your man. I will tell you, when I'm seeing someone, nothing matters means more than when they can actually give me an idea or suggestion to how.
Mm.
Oh, this is happening. That is happening. I've had somebody. Oh, your show is this. We want to know that you care about what we care about. Again, what did I say? When a man is an entrepreneur, you must fall in love with what he loves, and that is when you ladies can leapfrog all the competition by just plugging in to the man you like, his vision, and actually doing little things to show that you're paying attention. You got to be paying attention, and we notice it when you are. All right, thanks, Ma. Colin, you're muted. Miguel, Manuel, Manuel. Unmute yourself, Manuel. Hello.
Oh, here we
Hey,
go.
man.
All right.
How are you?
Hi. Hi, I'm Mal. Thank you for taking my call. I was able to get a taste of all three scenarios. One being married with kids, and then going on, and then getting divorced, and dating a single mom, and then now I'm dating somebody 10 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
When I was married, my wife and I were able to save about $40,000, and it was a great system. We didn't have to rely on anybody. All of our food was either homegrown and homemade. Um, and then after that, I was in the military, and I went on long deployments, and so our marriage was really affected by that. We became divorced. I dated a single mom who wanted to be a nurse, and that was just a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Then I stumbled upon your channel, and then and I'm dating someone 10 years younger than me. And well, I recently stumbled upon your channel. The person I'm with that's 10 years younger than me, I've been with for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she just finished working full time, and she absolutely hated working full time. She realized it was a giant waste of time, and she is actively wants to fill in any gaps within my life, my relationship with my kids, and homemake, and not just be a housewife, but make my house a home. And
Right.
and I'm all for it because I've realized the power of what it's like to have somebody inside of the house, not relying on childcare, having somebody to be able to keep your meals squared away, eat healthy, and obviously she wants to start a family. But with that being said, it to me it makes sense. I wouldn't have it any other way, and I look forward to being able to at least get back to the same level of savings, about $40,000. But
Pass it. You'll be amazed at what happens when you have a woman who's cooperative.
yes,
Things that were, this is so. Appreciate you calling in, my friend. You got the mask on. Stay safe.
yep. Thanks. Bye.
Let me say this, ladies. I didn't say fit, feminine, cooperative, and single for no reason. I didn't say inspirational for no reason. Shout out to Donovan Sharp, my boy Donovan Sharp. When you have a woman that's on your side and cooperating with you, it's many of us have had bad relationships, divorces, everything else, and we've had to basically fight to get a woman to even act right. Versus when a woman is already on board and cooperating, guys, understand something. If you've never had it, it's a limiting factor. Many guys are like, I could do bad all by myself because I've had uncooperative women. But when you have a cooperative woman, they see things that we cannot even see. Again, it's why the eye is there in inspiration. Let me get over here just a second. So, let me ask Colin. Unmute yourself. Hey, how are you? Hey, are you married? Okay. What you got for me?
I've actually experienced the side of where it was no cooperation. So as a business owner, I was in a relationship for a little over a year, and when I was actually trying to pivot the business and everything, there was some new strategies and everything. I was going off of a mentor, so I
Okay,
had
so
tons of videos.
before you get into this, do you
Yeah,
have a story? Is this a story about how it didn't work, or do you have a story of how it also did work?
this is about a story of how it didn't work, and
Okay.
you know what I look for basically as a business owner, or what
Okay.
I was looking for while I was in a relationship as a business owner.
All right. Are you actively seeing anyone right now?
I am not.
All right. So we already know how it looks when it doesn't work, and I'm trying to keep a balance on the other side of this.
Understood.
So thanks for calling in, though.
No problem.
Yeah, guys. What this is why I want to make sure, because this is already going to be a touchy enough subject. If we start throwing in, yeah, and this is why they're no good. There's enough of that. I'm doing one broadcast on how it. Just work with me. Just give me one broadcast. Okay, just give me one broadcast. Um. So, here we go. Unmute yourself, Joanna. Hello.
Perhaps what I have to say is irrelevant. So,
Well, what do you have since you're here?
oh, well, I did have a question. I just started checking in your channel, maybe like the last week.
Mhm.
And I had a question that I thought I would be interesting to hear your perspective on the situation that I'm in.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so me and my boyfriend, we've been together for about 4 years. About like a year and a half into it, he asked me, "Oh, I'm nervous. That's weird because I literally do this all day." Anyways, he about a year and a half into it, he asked me, ideally when would I like to get married? I told him at that time, like 2 years, because to be honest, I didn't feel like I was bringing enough into the relationship. He was funding everything, and I felt like I should bring something more. So I kind of did the things I needed to do in order to get to that place. However, we had a conversation recently, and I discovered that he wants us to live together before we get married, and I don't want to do that. I told him that when we first started
So
dating.
what's the ultimate question?
I guess we're at a stalemate, and what do you think I should like? What
How old,
can
first
one
off,
do?
let's get some background. How old are
Yeah,
you?
I am 37.
37. Any children?
No,
Um, what do you do for a living?
I'm an educator. I teach international professionals English.
And you teach that at where? Junior
I
college?
I know I
Online?
actually I teach online. All my clients are in Asia, and I teach.
Okay, so you guys have been together 4 years.
Hmm.
And he asked you, when would you possibly like to get married? You said 2 years from now.
Yeah, I said at least 18 months to 2 years from that point.
18 months to 2 years from the point. But then he said, okay, but I would like to move in prior to getting married.
Hmm.
Okay, what state do you live in?
I'm actually Canadian.
All right.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm from Toronto.
So
Yeah.
are you in the same place? Is he in the same
Yeah.
place?
Yeah, we live in the same
So what are
city.
you afraid of?
I think for me, the concern is that is it that he wants us to move in because he's still not sure that like he's not sure of the relationship, and I think that that's where my
You've
concern
been
is.
together 4 French toast years.
Yes.
What the blue blazes are you talking about, lady?
Fair enough.
I mean,
Okay.
seriously, I mean, you're almost 40 years old.
This
And
is
you've been with
true.
this guy since 33. And you say, well, in 2 years, what's going to change in 2 years that's not happening right now?
Oh, no. Sorry. The 2 years was when we were already 2 years into the relationship.
Okay, well,
So
2 years, so 2 years is already passed then.
yeah, so this is actually the second year.
So why aren't you guys married already?
I asked him. I actually asked him, and he said that he felt like the natural progression would be for us to live together, and because he knew that I
What does he
didn't.
do for a living?
He works in IT. He's actually director of IT for a corporation here.
Does he have any children?
No.
All right. So you got a beta male because he shouldn't be asking you shit. He should just be deciding what to do, and you deciding whether or not you're gonna go.
Okay.
And obviously, to me, you're not going because it sounds to me as though you think you're running this, or that.
Really? Okay.
Well, I can tell you right now, you wouldn't come to me saying this stuff
Okay.
because I wouldn't be with you 4 years. I wouldn't ask you 2 years into it. Hey, when do you think you might want to get married? If I wanted to marry you, I'd go buy a ring and propose to you. But the ultimate fact is you don't want to be with him.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can I ask, like, what gives you that that opinion or that impression?
Because you're just not that into him. When a woman's into a man, it doesn't have all these damn questions. You're trying to get to where he is and be as close to him as possible. You want your own space and your own independence and whatever. I'm not judging it, but you're not that into him. You can take it or leave it. And putting terms on he thinks we should move in together or not. Look, you're not rich. Neither is he. But he makes more money than you.
Yeah, he does, definitely.
You'd save money by living together. True or false?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Toronto's not a cheap city.
All right. Well, so again, and you're not rich. So the logistics already are there. You've got over 48 months in it already. So you have absolutely no reason to not want to move in prior to, well, I need to be married first. You should have been married 3.5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. So you're just not that into him. So, need to go ahead and hope he figures out that you're not that into him before you figure it out and leave him.
Okay. I mean, okay. I mean, your perspective's very interesting. Fair enough. Okay.
Okay. Well, you haven't said I am. You haven't said
I am.
love.
I'm not like
okay. What you have not said is I love him.
Oh, okay. I do. I mean,
Really?
if I'm really honest,
you love a guy. So you love him. Are you in love with him?
I am absolutely in love with him.
Okay, then why are you not trying to already get in the house with him?
You know what? If I'm really honest,
that's why I don't understand why you women say that. Just get through it.
I know. It's like kind of just getting right to the main point. I think a lot of it's also cultural. We are both from Caribbean backgrounds, so living together.
When was the last time you lived in the Caribbean?
Well, like 5 years ago.
So? Well, I mean, okay. Caribbean background meaning what?
Meaning that my family and how I've been raised, like living together is like a whole thing. And I think that is really.
Okay. I get it. So is it religious?
Yeah. Actually, if I'm really honest, like I don't necessarily always say, oh, I'm super religious.
Christian?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So how often do you guys have sex?
Well, that was an issue at one point, but yeah.
No, I asked a specific question. How often do you guys have sex?
Maybe 3 times a week when we can see each
other. Okay, so don't give me any religious bullshit.
Fair. Okay.
Hey, ma'am, you can't play these games with me that you can play with your beta boyfriend. Everything you've given me has been smoke screens.
I'm sorry, I'm just taking it and I'm just listening.
I'm just taking it in because there's no reason. There's no woman's with a man for 4 years that she claims to be loved and in love with, who she's not trying to be in the house with him. And you haven't made a demand to be married yet.
I always worry about doing like being demanding about that particular thing. I didn't want to.
Do you want to marry him?
Yes, very much so.
Why
Yeah.
hasn't why hasn't he? Then what's the disconnect, man? Why
I
can't you guys just
honest
go down to the Toronto
courthouse, the
and get
courthouse.
married? What's the problem?
I have no idea. I am for it. And that's what I'm
But why
worried
hasn't
about.
he done it?
I don't know, and that's the
Because
thing that
he's
I'm
a
concerned
beta.
about.
You want it, but he doesn't. See, ma'am, okay.
Hmm.
Let's back up.
Hmm.
Do you think has there been any infidelity in the relationship?
No.
All right. How tall is he?
5'10", 5'11",
About how much does he weigh?
like 220, 230.
So he's a big
Yeah.
boy. So he's a big
Yeah.
boy.
He's a big guy, yeah.
And
Athletic, but big, yeah.
okay. How tall are you?
Oh, I'm 5'8".
Dress size.
Oh, I'd probably put myself at a 20 just because of my body shape. Yeah. Yes, I am fat. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and pretend being anything else.
But here's the thing.
Mm.
Neither one of you guys sounds like much of a prize. I'm not
Fair.
trying to be
Okay.
rude, ma'am,
No,
but
no, I understand.
so what I'm saying is I don't understand why
Mhm.
average people
Mhm.
are sitting around wringing their fucking hands
Mhm.
as if you got everything online. He's a regular guy doing an IT job. You're a regular woman. Online teaching. Y'all are hella basic together. Don't nobody want neither one of y'all.
Okay. All right.
Ma'am, you asked my opinion. I can't see you. I'm telling you what I get from you.
Oh, no, I'm not
So why don't
disagreeing.
y'all just go ahead and go down to the courthouse and save the money?
I don't know. I think
Where's
that's a
your
very valid
boyfriend? Where's your
question.
boyfriend?
Right now? Oh, he's at his home.
Where's his home?
In the city, but like not near me.
How far away? How many minutes?
Driving like 20,
20?
20,
And does he work
25.
Monday through Friday?
Yes.
Okay. Why is he there on a Friday night?
Oh, because I work Friday nights because it's Chinese morning
Okay.
and it's
But
the
you're off
weekend there.
work.
Yeah, I just finished work. Yeah.
At what time?
I finished work at 11 p.m.
Uh-huh. And he's not there because it's Chinese morning, but you work from home.
I do work from home, yeah.
So all you need is a computer or a phone?
Well, a computer, yes. And my light
Uh,
setup and stuff like that, but
right. So a
mhm.
laptop?
Yes.
And you have one, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you could easily do your job from his place.
Yes, I can. I
Right.
would
So
choose not
again,
to,
stop.
but
See, again.
Mhm.
See, my questions all have a reason. You're supposed to be in a relationship. It's Friday fucking night, and why aren't you guys together?
Well, like I said, because we work, but fair enough. I understand
Not
what you're
because you
saying.
work. What do you mean you
Mhm.
work? You work from a computer. You
Mhm.
work from here. This
I
shit
work
is
from wherever I
portable.
am. Yeah.
See, average ass basic people acting like, oh, I don't know. Well. If y'all don't carry y'all's basic ass on down somewhere and get married and get the fuck off the screen, cause ain't nobody checking for neither one of y'all. Save the rent. Stop acting like y'all are doing anything else other than one another, and move
Mhm.
on with life.
I don't disagree with you.
Then
I
call
don't.
him up and tell. Then, exactly. So I'm asking, where's your boyfriend? He should be there. I mean, are you sure? I don't. I get that but does this man has he ever said he wanted to marry you?
Yes.
When's the last time he said he wanted to marry you? What did he say?
He said, I want to marry you.
When was this?
3 weeks ago was the last time. Yeah.
All right, and what did you say?
I said, I want to marry you too.
And then what's said after that?
He said that he feels like the next step would naturally be for us to live together.
And what did you say?
I said, you know how I feel about that. I don't know like what to do about that piece.
Book a session because it sounds like he sounds weak. Um, because he says he wants to marry you, and you say you want to marry him, and he says the
Mhm.
next step is to move in together. That's bullshit. And either y'all are gonna shit or get off the pot.
I
But this is a
agree.
bunch. This is a bunch. This is much ado about nothing. You can
Mhm.
move in together, and 6 months later you're married. Ain't neither one of y'all are leaving. That's all
Mm.
I'm ultimately saying, ma'am. If you don't move in, honestly, man, where you gonna go? Ain't nobody looking for a 40-year-old woman that's a size 20.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you, but yeah.
So practically, just listen to what I'm saying practically.
Mhm.
If you were to say, hey, boyfriend, that doesn't work for me. We must get married before I move in. And he said, hey, girlfriend, I will not marry you unless we move in first. This is a deal breaker. You're
Mhm.
willing to leave the relationship for this?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, then you're going back to the open market.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's okay.
Really? See, this is
Yeah.
what audience, this is what pride and ego fucks up relationships.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, because you sound like a zip damn fool. Because I hate to
Mm.
break this to you, man.
Mhm.
You are a dress size 20.
Mhm.
No one's checking for you to try to have anything other than slump buster sex. Meaning, and I mean no disrespect, but I'm just trying to say it's not like you're a hot mama. You could go
Yeah.
find somebody, but it's not like men are actively looking for, you're not going to find a better deal. That's all I'm
Mm.
saying.
Mhm.
So don't let your ego and my Jamaican upbringing move in. Okay, we move in together. How long do we need to live together before we're married? Did you ask that?
No, and
And
that's
see, but
fair.
no, but you
I
went
didn't
all
consider
down,
that.
but you went down the ego path of, well, you know how I feel about that. Well, how do you feel about being single and being out here doing this all over again after you've been in this relationship for 4 years? And how
Mhm.
long is the longest relationship you had before this one?
8 years.
And how long ago was that one before this one started?
It was 4 years prior to that one, or 3 years
Right,
prior to that one.
right. So, ma'am, you're not a dater. You're a relationship girl. You need to figure out this stupid little stalemate. You don't want
Mhm.
to move in before marriage. He doesn't want to get married before moving in. What's the
Mhm.
ultimate fear? You need to have that fucking conversation and then act accordingly. But it don't sound
Mhm.
like he has any better options than you. So you both are acting like you got high jokers and you're holding a fucking two and a three of spades. Neither one
Okay.
of y'all is high ranking cards.
Mm.
And this is
Okay.
what this is what this is the and I'm saying this is the confusion in modern dating.
Yeah.
Because I say you ready to get back out and well, I would on the down that hill. You sound crazy. When was the last time you actually tried? When was the last time a man hit on you and actually asked you out for a nice romantic dinner?
Well, ask me out for dinner. I mean, I was hit on last week. I mean, when I go
I
outside,
said what I
but
said.
to a candlelight dinner, uh, 8 months ago, maybe 6 months ago.
And where was this?
This was just out. I was out in the city, and I was
And a
talking
man
to
you met, and a man and someone you did not know
yeah, somebody I didn't know. No.
approached you and asked you out to where?
Well, we were talking for a while, and then after he was like, "Oh, I would like to take you out. Can I get
Why
your
were you
phone
talking
number?"
to him?
Because I talk to people. That's just my
That's
personality.
bullshit. You
Okay.
got a boyfriend of 4 years. Why are you talking to a man long enough for him to ask you out? He should know. No, shut. Be
Oh.
quiet. Listen.
Mhm.
You should be talking to a man to that point to where you're raising his interest to him wanting to ask you out. You should stink a relationship.
Mhm.
This is what I mean. Y'all are full of shit, man.
Okay.
Y'all either need to decide you're gonna be together or not be together. But you're too
Mhm.
old to be playing games, and he sounds too weak. But either way,
Mhm.
y'all ain't really got nothing much else happening. If you honestly think the dating market, let me say this, ma'am, you could have a beautiful face, but you're dress size 20.
Mhm.
No one's trying to check to marry women either like that. Not no
Mhm.
one, but very few men. You sound like you probably got the best deal you can get. And I don't know why people don't just sit around and say, you know what? Let's just make this official. All right, you need to live together 90 days before we get married. Why is that such a big deal? Well, because I'm not sure how it's going to work. Well, all right, we move in, we get married, and if we don't like it, then if we don't, then we'll annul the marriage. What's the annulment rules in Toronto?
I think they're fairly similar to the U.S.
Then
I'm not. I'm not.
then annul the marriage. Then move in, get married, and if it don't work before the annulment, annul it and void it. Void it. Case problem solved.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to that, but he's really
See,
adamant.
but I don't want to hear anything else at that point. If you're looking for a solution, that's a compromise. He's adamant about getting married before you moving in. Fine. Get married before you move in, and if you don't feel right or whatever, you annul it and carry your ass on.
Okay.
See, that's the difference between a person who's clear-minded about what they want in the world versus you wishy-washy, uppy and downy people who think, well, if I can't get it the way I want it, how I want it, the way it tastes right now, I'll just go for other options. You don't want to be out here, ma'am. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You don't want to be out here.
Sorry. So the way that I came off was very much like I was wishy-washy, though.
The way you came off is not like a one. Well, I've said what I had to say, but I don't know why you feel like you should be talking to men long enough for them to ask you out on a romantic dinner. If your boyfriend saw you talking to this man, I think he'd have an issue with that.
You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He definitely would.
And that's called cheating. I did a broadcast last week. Modern women are cheaters because what you did was you sought boyfriend level attention from a man who wasn't your boyfriend. It's cheating.
Oh, okay. I've never considered it that way, but okay.
I don't know what the hell. All right.
All right, fair enough. Thank you.
Ooh, no. I'm tired of this. I don't know. Look, man. I expect to be talking to grown-ups. When I hear women who are that age, it bothers me that you're not any more emotionally mature. But I'm serious about what I say. You've been together 4 years. And you're doing more to damage the relationship than move it forward because you're both afraid of something. But you're neither one of y'all are doing anything. See, what's missing from modern relationships is communication. That's what I've been talking about. All this damn confusion. It takes one person to step up and say, I like you. I want to be with you. I want you to have a clear head. This is what I want. Either you're in or you're out. It takes one person. Consistency. It's all relationships are. It's consistency. Whatever our pace is, we're on pace. There's not a break in the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Consistency. That's what relationships are. You want to know what relationships are? Let me show you what they are. This is what relationships are. And this is what human beings are, and this is what we like. "85 beats per minute. Eventually, you'll start keying into the pattern. But then all of a sudden, if you start out at this, and your partner is moving at this, there's disconnect, there's confusion. Your head is moving like this, but your partner is moving like this. There's confusion. But ultimately, what you want is just simple consistency. You know how to get this? You know how you get that? Somebody has to stop. Reset. Step up and say, this is what I want. And then you decide whether or not you can keep this pace. Relationships are not complicated. We have overcomplicated this shit. This is why texting is so terrible. This is why all this attention, like I said, and she's running in to talk to another guy to raise his interest. That's not cool. That's modern cheating. But who thinks she would have done that if she actually had a wedding ring on her finger? You've been with him for 4 years. Figure it out. All right. So that was a good show. You know, that was a good show. All right. So it's after midnight. I wanted to get up and go to LA in the morning, but the way things are going, man, San Diego's being locked down Monday, going to tier 1. It might be smarter just to stay here a couple of weeks just to see what happens. Especially if they're closing up restaurants and this. I don't want to just go out there to just be sitting in the hotel. That's stupid. So I spent the evening looking at apartments and stuff in New York City. Yay! New York City. So here's the thing. If I don't go, here's the thing. I guarantee you guys this. If we do get locked down and things like that, you can count on this platform to continue to perform, to continue to bring you quality content, because one of the hardest things to do is be locked down. The hardest thing to do is be locked down. All I ask is this. If we go back to times like we were before, where we're locked down and sheltering in place, I need you guys to all do 2 things for me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And number 2, turn your notifications on from personalized to all. Because at least Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock, you'll have a place to come see the program, talk to your friends in the chat room. It'll be your one kind of stable place to get your interactions with your friends. You guys can send me topic ideas, bounce back and forth. And let me also say something too. Ladies are asking about people asking about men calling in. Guys, I don't mind you calling in, but you gotta have something to bring. You gotta bring something other than an issue. I'm just trying to let you guys, this is not the place to come drop your issue off. I do a pretty good job of trying to articulate the issue from the male point of view. We're trying to get interaction or feedback from women who are open-minded and good faith to try to get this thing kind of moving in the right direction. Can't have 11 million guys just, yeah. That ain't gonna work. All right, so I get it. Modern relationships are scary. Confusion. But you know what? And I realized, I was talking to my buddy today. The good thing about being a high value man, the good thing about being a man who knows what he wants, is I am very clear. I'm very clear, very transparent, and I'm an activator. Do yourself a favor. Go to Clifton Strength Finders and do a personality assessment. Strength Finder, the Strength Finder profile. Yep. Go to the Clifton Strength Finder and go find out who you are. Direct people who are assertive, aggressive, ambitious, can be a breath of fresh air, but they can also be a little intimidating and off-putting. People may not know how to take you. You must learn how to have better interpersonal communication. Look, it is our job as the person communicating to make sure the person is understanding what we're saying. This is the perfect time to figure this out. It's holiday season. We're about to get locked back down. Let's come out of this thing better off. Your Godfather will do what he can to help you. Oh, also, I am my availability is going to change. People have asked me to start doing one-on-one sessions, so we'll be back to those. If you want to book your one-on-one session, you can go to the website and book your either virtual consultation or your just general hour with me and chop it up. Myers-Briggs. Let me tell you what I like about the Myers-Briggs. ENTJ. That's what I am. But I will be honest. I've taken so many personality assessments, millions of dollars worth of training, and nothing was as on point as Clifton Strength Finders. In one 15-minute test, I learned more about myself than in 15 plus years in corporate America. I know that I'm an analytical, strategic thinker, but I didn't know how my strategic ideation, individualization, activator, and maximizer worked. I didn't understand it. Now I do. And it has made me a far more effective salesperson, communicator, consultant, coach. And it also shown me glaringly where my weaknesses are and things to better off avoid. And that's what it really comes down to. You want to do a one-on-one? Okay, here's the thing. I'll just put the link in here. I tend to do overtime. I tend to do overtime on Saturdays, on Fridays. If I've sensed that people kind of need it. But do y'all want to do overtime? I haven't done an overtime in a minute. If I do overtime, I may do the numbers are dropping. One more caller. I've already shut the call line down. If I don't go to LA tomorrow, what I will do is I'll do a Saturday night smoke show. Free smoke. Free smoke Saturday night. Free smoke Saturday night. I got to do another smoke show because, I don't mind disagreements. Challenge day. Challenge day is always good. OTL. Well, all right. Let me do this real quick. All right. People say they want overtime. Let's see. All right, overtime. Overtime, we'll go a little bit. Here's where we go. Overtime. Mute participants upon entry. Got the fresh new cut. Invite. Copy link. Here it is. Overtime. Boom. Change the show title. Overtime. Overtime and free smoke. Overtime. Hashtag free smoke. All right. Time to go get me a soda real quick. And we will get into this overtime and free smoke. Let's do it. Let me do this real quick. Show songs. Overtime link. It didn't pop up. Overtime.
I know that I just met you, but you look, oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't
baby.
Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me. But I just wanna see you move.
Go, Tierra.
I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move.
Oh, I love these glasses.
Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul.
Looking for the next ex-wife. That's so bad, man.
You keep on telling me your dreams.
All right. Michelle.
You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move.
Unmute yourself, little girl.
I just wanna see you move.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Hi, how are you? What can I do for you?
I was calling in because I just wanted to. I have a question about the topic that you were speaking on earlier.
Okay. What can I answer for you?
So I was okay. So I don't have a problem. It's okay. So hypothetically, I don't have a problem for working for my husband. You know, when I get married or anything like that. But if you, let's say, if you meet a man and you're currently trying to, I guess, build your own business, would you say that you should stop to help him build his?
So the question is, are you married? Or are we talking about before or after you're married? Because what you just asked me is a very broad question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you saying that you're trying to build a business, you meet a man, you get married, and then should you stop building the business you're building and start working for him?
Well, yeah, if he asks, I mean, obviously, I would contribute regardless. But I'm saying if he wanted me to, I guess, kind of just stop.
Well, let's okay. Just like when I had a caller earlier, he said, he first started his trucking company. Then after he started his trucking company, his wife started a clothing line.
Okay.
But see, the problem is not the business. The problem is the pronouns you use. After we're married, should I stop working for? He has his company, I have mine. Should I stop working for mine and work for his? Isn't it all just yours?
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yes.
But that's not how you frame the question. You frame the question as he has this stuff, I have my stuff.
Right. That's true. I did frame it that way. Yeah.
Yep. You got that separate account. Do your parents do separate accounts?
My parents aren't together anymore, but
all right. Do you want to do separate accounts?
I don't know. I don't think so.
All right. How old are you? 21?
22.
So, what are you going to school for?
I'm in school for political science.
What do you want to do with that?
Honestly, I don't really know if I want to use it. Maybe something like campaigning or something of that nature. I don't know if I really want to use it, unfortunately.
Okay. So, how do you plan on? Let's say you don't get married in your 20s. How do you plan on making a living?
Well, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. I'm not planning to just not use it and do nothing.
Right. See, what I'm trying to ask is, where are your priorities? Is your priority finding a husband, or is it starting a career?
currently, I would say finding a husband.
All right. So the whole thing about, I have a business, he has a business,
Right. Mm.
it's kind of irrelevant, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of women, modern women, black women in particular, ask
Mm.
fear based questions. There's a fear there.
Mm.
Ultimately, well, if I'm starting this and he's starting that, well, it was just lost in a fear based question. Versus if you were to marry a man who can afford to absorb whatever business you're making, let's say I married you. How much
Mhm.
would your business make the first 2-3 years you got it? How much do you think?
Well, I don't.
Just
It's kind
guess.
of like,
Just, just,
huh?
just whatever. Just give yourself a business, and how much do you think you'd make the first 1, 2, or 3 years?
Uh, Maybe like 40K. I would say, just for the first year.
Okay. Uh, I'll, 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 I will take, I will take your annual income, annual business,
Mhm.
and I make. I don't want to tell my salary, but that ain't nothing. I'll take that right now. Come on. That's what you make that in a year. Psh, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take that
Yeah.
out of petty cash and sit her ass down somewhere. Now I need you to run down to Starbucks, get me a caramel macchiato, and then on my lunch break, I need you to go ahead and come on in here, girl, because you know what's about to go down. And your $40,000 a year has to be over here. Instead of having to work
Mhm.
an entire year for 40,000, you'd be coming home saying, "Hey, Big Daddy, I don't have to commute. Don't you live in Houston?
No, I live in Atlanta.
Yeah. Hey, Big Daddy, I don't have to commute in this Houston and Atlanta traffic to do this shit for $40,000. I can just sit
Yeah.
here looking cute, going to Panera Bread and get you a scone and shit. Please.
It would be like from home. Like it's kind of like it would be. Yeah. I
I
see what you're
get it,
saying.
but my thing is
Mhm.
the replaceable income. We have to start. We think separately.
Mhm.
Woman, man, yours, mine, and everybody else thinks in terms of partnership. So what
Right.
I just said to you was 40,000.
Yeah.
If you're marrying a man who's making $400,000 a year, that's a month of my income.
Right.
Knock that.
Right.
That's a month of my income.
Mhm.
A month of their. Let's say a guy's making 400 or 500. That's a month of his income. You guys see
Right.
what the math is? You see, but if you're thinking from it from a it's mine scarcity, then I need that because if the marriage doesn't work, then I have nothing to fall back on.
I wouldn't say I'm thinking of it in that way. I guess I was just more so concerned like if I did um get to that point, like would it be an issue, I
Girl,
guess.
who you dating?
Huh?
Let's get to the who you dating. You're here in Atlanta. You're 22. Who you dating? When's the last time you been on a date?
Well, I just okay, I just started going back out. I just started going out again after the I just started going out again. Yeah.
Okay.
But I've been on a few dates since I started to go back outside
When was the last one you had?
last week.
How'd it go?
It was good.
You guys gonna see each other again?
Yes, he has asked me. He has asked to see me again. Yes.
Okay. Do you want to see him again? Nope.
I don't.
No, you don't. The Godfather's nothing if not perceptive. You don't. Does he know that you want to remain a virgin till marriage?
No, I didn't. I don't really. I didn't. I mean, I didn't discuss it. I don't know. I don't know if he knows I am one or not. I don't. I didn't really just like. I didn't like put it on the table. Like on.
Is that an ironclad or is it a like to be?
Hmm?
Is that a deal breaker for you?
Um. No, not. I would say I would want to at least be like in engaged.
If you're engaged, you might as well wait till marriage.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah. I guess yeah.
So what okay. I mean, not many. It's rare to find a pretty virgin.
Mhm.
So that's a good bargaining chip. So
Mhm.
don't be so quick to give it away.
Right. Right.
But you need to let men know
Mhm.
ahead of time, because let me, what are my rules? What I say is, don't go out with anybody you're not sexually attracted to.
Right.
Date one.
Mhm.
Don't go out with somebody on the second date that you would not have sex with.
Right.
But you being a virgin, that's just a nice to know. For
Mhm.
you, don't go out with anybody, one, that is not marriage minded in short order, meaning 12, 18 months tops.
Right. Mhm.
They need, because you can't sit around and we can be nice, but it's going to be hard for a man to look at you and and not want to be with you. We need to get on down this path. So you got to start being upfront about, hey, believe it or not, there are some virgins in Atlanta, and I'm one of them. And
Mhm.
you're not getting this without being my husband. So they need to know that you only need to be dating husbands, husband minded dudes who want to be married inside the next 12 months. You're going to have fewer dates, but you're also going to have fewer people trying to, oh, come on, baby, let me just stick the head in and all that bullshit. You don't need
Yeah.
all that. You don't need that. And then, and, dad, where's dad at?
He's remarried, but
Is he in Atlanta?
yes, he is. Yeah,
See, yeah. So you're going to have dad around. You have brothers?
I do.
Are they older?
Yes.
See, everybody, your boyfriend, your fiance, they're gonna have to all be on the same page with dad and your brothers, because it's gonna be hard to not want to touch you. And
Mhm.
they're gonna have to be like, hey, so it's, it's got to be brought out earlier, sis. And honestly, the kind of man that would do something like that,
Mhm.
um, you're not gonna be talking about a man who's, I would assume that most men who have the mental disposition to do that are not young, and they're
Right.
not, fly by night. You got to be dealing with a serious dude that says, I'll be willing to wait till my wedding night to be with my wife.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, your husband's probably about 35. So I hope you
Mhm.
like dating older men, because it's gonna be hard to find a young guy who can afford to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
I
is
understand.
fine. You know, happens
Yeah, I
all the
normally
time.
date older.
Huh?
I normally date older.
Yeah, but just remember, you need to lead with that virgin thing, because it's because you don't want to lose that. Is what I'm saying. You don't want to,
Right.
and you don't want see a younger guy would be more up to. Come on, babe. You know I love you, and
Mhm.
we might as well when we engaged. And no, no, no.
Yeah.
Oh no, no. If you're engaged, you might as well. Well, if that's the case, we might as well go down to the courthouse and get
Oh
formal,
yeah,
and then we
true.
can do it tomorrow. And
Right.
if you ain't willing to do that, shut the fuck up. And it's gonna be harder for a young guy to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Uh, don't waste the pretty.
I will. Thank you, Kevin. Have
uh,
a great night.
yeah, she's very pretty. Yeah, it's hard to find a pretty virgin. I know y'all thirst buckets up in there. You gotta protect those kind of things though. Her father, if one of y'all decide to run up on her in Atlanta, if you, I got no tolerance of dudes that fuck over virgins. I think you should be put to the axe. In my opinion, personal opinion. I don't expect everybody to believe it, but maybe it's just the old school, the Christian. I just don't play with virgins. I, personally, I'll be terrified to uh, touch a virgin. I don't want what the universe would do to me. I believe in karma, as it were. No, no, thank you, sir. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I know some dudes are like, I'll take it. Fuck that. No, thank you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Could you imagine what the universe would do to a dude that knew he was a player and ran up on a pretty virgin? Did y'all see that woman? She is gorgeous. Flawless skin, nice pretty hair, pretty eyes. That's a bad youngster right there. Somebody's gonna be and a virgin with a daddy and brothers. Shit. You imagine the penalty, the universe would incite upon some dude knowingly to go play mess over that. I got, that was crazy. All right, Keisha, unmute yourself. Hi, what do you got for me?
Hi. I just was calling in because I needed some advice on a relationship that I'm in currently.
Okay.
We
Hold on,
started
Keisha.
dating.
I flashed
Yeah.
her picture up for that long, guys, because I didn't want to objectify her. She's in the stream. Go ahead. A relationship
Yeah.
advice. Go ahead.
Yeah. We were in a relationship for a little over a year now, and it is a long distance relationship. He was in my city for a wedding, and that's when we met. And we've been trying to make it work, but I just want to know. Just I've been kind of getting antsy
How old are
because
you? How old are you?
30,
Where does he live?
DC,
Where do you live?
in Minnesota,
How long you guys been seeing one another?
a little over a year.
Why are you guys still long distance?
That's kind of a complicated.
Not really, is it? You guys started off. You're in DC.
Yeah.
One of you is in DC. One is in Minnesota.
Yeah. So it's kind of, we've been visiting each other. We make sure to visit like 1 week out of the month.
I get
and
it.
we
But
talk
here's the thing. Here's the thing with long
frequently.
distance relationships. They're not real, in my opinion. Let me explain why.
Okay.
Because you only see each other limited times. You always get to see each other at your best. 2 or
Yeah.
3 days at a time. There's no, and if you only can see each other at your best, you don't get to see Monday night diarrhea or Wednesday morning funk breath. I mean, so you really don't know. And eventually, in a long distance relationship, someone is going to have to move. Who would it be? You or him?
hmm Yeah. I
No,
mean,
that's
I
the.
was, um,
Who would it be?
I mean, I'm willing to move to his city, and I've told him this. But it's just he's always seemed a little hesitant. But
Okay,
I did
let me. Okay, does he have any children?
no.
Does he want to marry you?
He's brought it up a few times.
Did he bring it up with a ring while he was on his knee?
No,
Okay. Did he bring it up after sex?
right after. I mean, I guess not like right after sex, but
Ma'am,
yeah, he's
yes,
yeah.
ma'am. He's not. This is not going anywhere.
Okay.
You're long distance, and are you seeing anyone else or just him?
Just him.
All right. All right. So this isn't going anywhere. And this is the problem with long distance relationships. Don't get into them unless you guys have rules up front. If this works, one of us is going to have to move. And it generally needs to be the woman moving to the man. And if in order for me to move to you, what needs to happen? Do I need to be a wife or are we moving in? See, but you guys went all the way down. You went all the way down the path and got emotionally involved, and you're just taking breadcrumbs. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's talked about marrying you. He's not. He's not serious. So I hate to break this to you, but you
hmm
need to turn this off, or actually need to have a conversation with him. This isn't going anywhere, and I want something more. I would like to have that with you,
hmm
but you haven't shown me that you want that with me, and that's fine. It's not an ultimatum. I've enjoyed our time together, but I have to move on.
Yeah.
Because if you wait for him to turn off access to sex, he's not going to. And the only other option is to start playing games. Start not returning his calls, start going hot and cold, start distancing, slow fading, all the shit that I cannot stand, when you ultimately know it's because there's not been any forward motion on any real progress.
Yeah.
And you want to be married with children one day?
Yes.
Then you only need to be dating men who want to be married with children. What did you learn? Don't date guys who don't want to be married with children
And that's
inside of
what's
12 to 24 months.
okay. That's the time frame. Okay.
Yes. Again,
Danger zone.
you gotta put a clock on it.
Yeah.
See, a goal without a time frame or a deadline is a dream. And I
Yeah.
think you knew the truth. You just didn't. You wanted somebody to tell you, because now you're going to have to go through the grieving process. Because when you step to him, he's going to. Well, no, it's not. Well, he's going to try to at best he'll accept the breakup. At worst, he'll try to renegotiate the relate. Well, how about we just go back from being boyfriend and girlfriend to friends at benefits? And that just leaves you doing a little bit of heroin and just instead of heroin every day. This is why I say long distance relationships don't work. Now here's the thing. They don't work if one person's not planning on going where the other person is.
Right.
Now see, it'll be different if you're in DC or him. Which one? You're in DC?
He's
Who's
in
in
DC.
Okay, you're in Minnesota. It'll be different if you're in Minnesota and he met you and it's like, oh, I'm planning on moving to Minnesota inside the next 6 months. Okay, then fine.
Right.
But if that ain't what happened, So,
Yeah, I think what kind of kept me sticking around is, he would say, I want to be married, I want
yeah, I
kids,
want to be
and
married, but he didn't say I want to
just
be married
kind
to
of,
you. I didn't want to. He said I wanted to be married to you. That's the difference.
yeah.
That's a way to keep the sex going. I want to be married. It's true, just not to you. And do you want to be married to him?
Yeah,
Why?
I definitely,
Why?
well, I just really like the qualities about him. Of course, I care
Such
about him a
as
lot. And I
what
like
quality?
how he has, a vision, a goal. He gives amazing advice.
He
I
has
could
a
just
vision. He
totally
has a
see
vision.
that.
Hold on. Listen. He has vision and a goal. That's not a defining characteristic. Many people have
Okay.
visions and goals. He gives amazing advice. So do I. You pedestalized him because of the sex. You haven't said anything that's unique to him.
He has an amazing heart. I would say that he cares about me and people around him. I mean, he's always in my corner, but it's just when it comes to progression, it's like
Well,
he's
okay,
hesitant.
but if he has an amazing heart,
Yeah.
that doesn't line up. You're trying to give him credit for stuff. See, this is what we often do. We start bargaining. He has an amazing heart, but he hasn't secured you.
Right.
And he obviously knows you care more about him than he cares about you. Do you say I love you to him?
Yeah.
Does he say it back?
Yeah.
Does he initiate saying I love you?
Yeah, I would say equally.
All right. Well, he may be a perfectly lovely guy. He just doesn't want to marry you. And if he does,
But how do I know
okay,
for sure? I mean,
because he hasn't proposed to
it's
you. Because he hasn't
yeah,
proposed to
yeah.
you. What's stopping him? What's stopping him? He wants to marry you. What's stopping him? What's stopping him? He can get on a plane and come get laid. What's stopping him? What's
Right.
stopping him from taking you down to the justice of the peace when you come to DC, what's stopping him from saying, let's go down to the county courthouse in Maryland and get married? What's stopping him?
I don't know.
He doesn't want to marry you.
But
I'm not saying
why?
it's to hurt you,
I
ma'am,
don't
but
know.
I'm not saying it's
I
to
know.
hurt you, but you pedestalized this person, and he said he wants to get married, not to you. It's not clear. He has a vision and a goal. That's nice. Uh, I got a vision and a goal. A man who's driving a truck has vision and a goal. That's not unique. Okay? He gives great advice. I give great advice. Great advice is not a defining characteristic of a mate. Is he consistent? Are you safe? Can you be open and honest and have direct communication? No, you cannot, because you don't even know where you stand with him. And that is
Right.
job one of a leader. If he was doing job one, you wouldn't be asking me. I've said this before. Men don't play with three things: love, marriage, children. Males do. Men, when speaking of love, marriage, or children, come with direction, transparency, plan. I would like to be married. No, I want to marry you. I would like to have children. I want you to be the mother of my children. I'd like to be in love. I love you. Now, that tends to freak that kind of AAA,
Hmm.
assertiveness, aggression, and ambition freaks people out who don't want it, but it's like a breath of fresh air to women who are like, oh, thank God, I don't have to worry about any of this shit. He's clear. He says exactly what he wants. I am safe. Ah, I can nest right there because he said he wanted to marry me and he wanted me to be the mother of his children and he loves me and he's
Right.
finding a way to make it happen with me.
That's
That's
true.
what you, okay, so dear, he may be nice. I'm not taking it from him, but he doesn't want it with you. And if he does, it's time to shit or get off the pot. You cannot give an ultimatum. That's what you cannot do. But you can say this no longer works for me.
Hmm.
I want something. I want more. I want commitment. You know, I want to be married, and I thought that was with you. I thought you wanted that with me, but apparently it's not. And I'm okay. I get it. You have to move in your own time, but I cannot. I've had to help people write notes before. How about this? He's hesitant, and when you start doing all this, when you talk to him, he's gonna get hesitant, pull back, and you're gonna have to
Hmm.
be all right with that. But you're gonna have to not take that ride with him.
Right.
If he doesn't know what he wants, how can he lead you?
That's true.
So why? Last question: why would you try to make so much into this with a guy who doesn't want to be there? With why would you try to make a man who doesn't want to marry you?
Oh, I just, yeah, I kind of let my heart lead, and I
I get it.
guess that's what happens.
Well, this is why, ladies, gentlemen, know what you want, write it down, affirm it, and don't deal with people who don't want what you want. So
Right.
even if you are dealing with somebody who says out front they want what you want and it
Hmm.
doesn't work out, at least you can say, I didn't waste my time. It just didn't work. Versus, I played myself.
Right.
Anything other than that, book a session. Hope it works out for
All
you
right.
though.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can't be easy to hear though. Can't be easy to hear. Jamie, unmute yourself. Hello. What you got for me?
I actually have supported the men I've dated, trying to come up with business ideas, as well as, actually implementing them. I'm an electrical engineer,
Mm-hmm.
and I definitely think I've been an asset to the men that I've dated. Actually, my fiance right now, he's starting a tech company, and he wanted to use pretty much wanted to use Amazon Web Services for his website, and I told him, no, don't do that. I'm going to set up servers for you, so you can save that money. And I don't know. I think it's worked really well for us. And I
When
actually
are you guys
have
getting married?
3 months.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I actually wanted to say that I actually have dated guys that well, one guy, I should say. I haven't dated many guys, but I dated one guy that I was trying to push him to start his own business. And he was pretty much saying that I'm being pushy. And I think maybe some women have had that experience. And I just want to say, like, that's the wrong guy for you.
Yeah, I mean, you can't inspire someone who doesn't need the inspiration. I mean, it's just not a good fit. But someone who does want it will find it to be a breath of fresh air and beneficial. So
Exactly. And a man will see the value in you and find a way to use it. But also, as a woman, definitely take initiative and let him know how you can help.
Yep.
He doesn't necessarily have to ask, "Oh, can you do this?" Like, you should
Yep.
take initiative. It's like, I've done this, I've trained this way, I can help you, I can support you. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Kevin.
That initiative part is important. Important, because so many women sit back and lay in the cut. Hello. Hey, how are you? From the P's, what's that? The P. Oh, yeah. What's going on, man? What you got for me?
Chilling, man, chilling. On a topic though, just like how women can help men, men can also help women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I found with single women that it's a lot of things that if they had a man in their life, they could fix. But because they're single, they don't have things fixed. You know what I'm saying? For instance, like some ladies I know, they having car issues, but they'll go pay the mechanic $400,000-$500,000 to go fix their car. And it's like, well, baby, had you would have met me, you could have got that fixed. You know what I'm saying? I could have gave you better prices and found a better mechanic that wouldn't overcharge you. But seeing as you don't want a man in your life, you know what I'm saying? The next man that you're paying money to, he has a family of his own. He's gonna charge you.
Right.
And
They not
they
any
have
kind of instruction.
right, man. They have a hard time understanding that.
Well, I think a lot of women have fallen into this. I was watching you mentioned the P's. On a flight, I was watching Willie Dynamite. Willie Dynamite, old school P flick from the 70s. And one of these women who used to be, she was on the street. Then she went to the DA's office and became a social worker, and she was going to try to tell all the women in the stable, do it for yourself. The feminism kind of stuff. A lot of these women have fallen into thinking that male leadership and instruction is like evil. And it's really a release, because when you actually get right instruction and right direction, it frees you up to be the best version of yourself. And a lot of women are cut off from that. And when they hear somebody like you or me say something like this, they think we're trying to run okey doke. And the okey doke is what you just said at the beginning. You being single, getting overcharged, and getting done in by everybody making money off of you.
Right.
So, man, appreciate you calling in and dropping out on us, fam. That's good
All right,
stuff.
man. Blessings.
That's what's up. Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you, man, that's some good shit. Ladies, let me tell you something. Black women in particular, let me talk to you. You're uncovered out here. When you go to the mechanic, they just licking their lips. I had a lady friend. Signed a lease. And as a man, we're always going to advocate. Ladies, you are high on agreeableness. When a man is in your life and in your corner, he's going to look at whatever you got going on. Oh, you just re-signed your lease? Oh, well, rents are down because of Corona, this and that, and such and so forth. Well, let's go. Well, yeah, you got a legal contract. Well, let's make a few phone calls. That's how men are. See, the woman in Chicago said that, she doesn't miss for a man's touch. Well, first off, you're just thinking of a physical touch. A man's touch is across your entire life. And women who actually have good guidance, good instruction, and a right headed man walk through life a lot lighter because someone's on your side. So I'm telling you, man, one of the biggest okey dokes that happen on a lot of women is putting you at odds with men. We're not your enemy. The average dollar circulates in most communities. What is it? 17 days, 12 days, 17 days, 13 days, 12 days, 6 days in the Hispanic community. Circulates 6 hours in the black community. Black women are funding other people's wealth. Other people. $10 billion in the hair care. Other folks. That is one thing. That's one industry black people need to take over. All these sisters with beauty salons and wigs. You're single. You need a husband so you can take over that industry, and that's $10 billion right back. Why are you buying your hair from them other folks? You better come on in. You better come on in. All right, Kay, your phone isn't there. All right, overtime is. Oh shoot, we're already done. All right, man, it's almost 1 o'clock. We got time for two more. I see 3 more people in here. We got time for those.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, what do you got for me? Go ahead.
Um, and so I just wanted to know, like, when you try to set boundaries with a man and he, sulks and makes you kind of feel guilty, is that normal?
Give me some examples. So, what boundary did you try to set?
So we were more of a casual thing, but he wanted me to act like we were together and we were out at a
Casual.
bar. Huh?
Hold on. Casual meaning were you guys intimate?
Yes.
Okay. And you wanted to be one friends with benefits, and he wanted you to be like a formal couple.
He wanted me to pretend like we were. Like he wanted me to, call him, be invested, bring him, I guess be more invested in him. And I tried to make sure that he knew that that's not what it was, that's not
Be
who.
more invested in him, meaning be like a girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
All right. But you were fine just having casual Netflix and chill kind of thing.
Yeah. And I kind of wanted to bring him down back to earth. Like
All
he
right.
hadn't really led us that way. And so we can't go that way.
Right.
And
Okay. So what happened?
we were out at the bar. He wanted us to like go like split drinks. Like he wanted me to buy and then him buy and like do these things and kind of like run how I spent my money. And I told him, no, that's not how that works. If we're together, I wouldn't mind your input. But since we're not, I'm going to buy my own and you buy yours. If you can't, buy all out, then fine. We'll just do it how I want, I'll buy mine, you buy yours.
Okay.
And he seemed hurt by that. And I mentioned we're not dating, so you can't do that.
How much older? How old is he?
Man,
He's older than you, though, right?
Yes, sir, by like 4 years.
All right. Yeah, this is not good. Because so basically, what I'm hearing from you is that you guys are friends with benefits, meaning you have a sexual relationship, and you're just cool with it being the way it is. He wants you to be his girlfriend, but he hasn't stepped up and made it clear. Well, he sounds kind of wishy-washy.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me like you're in more control than him. And then this whole 50-50. Look, how long have you guys been friends with benefits?
A very short while.
I don't know what that means. Give me a time frame.
Well, we're okay.
How long have
It
you guys?
was a year.
A year?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 20. Oh man, how old am I? Oh, I'm 26.
26.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. See, she has no boyfriend because the smoke alarm. Look, do you ever want to be married and have children one day?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then why are you wasting your time with this dude? This is too much. This is too much time, too much energy to be going back and forth with somebody who is not, who you would not marry. A year. I'll be so glad when you black women stop with these long relationships with guys that aren't going anywhere. Cut it off. Grieve the relationship. Go find somebody else to have convenient sex with, instead of somebody who wants to go 50-50 and play drink games. I mean, this just makes no sense to me. I'm just
okay.
I mean, seriously. I mean,
well,
when you say that he wants to go to a bar and he wanted you wanted to pay and he wanted to pay.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, no. In a year, no, man, that's too long.
Okay.
And him being hurt is irrelevant. He should be a grown up. He's not your man, and if you decided you wanted to lead a bar with somebody that night and have sex in the parking lot, y'all aren't together. So, I mean, boundaries. Here's the thing. You can't. It sounds like the kind of person you cannot renegotiate. You cannot renegotiate the quote unquote relationship. It is what it is. So it's gonna have to break.
Okay.
Detach with love. Hey, I've enjoyed our time together. I've enjoyed what we do. But look, you want something different than I do. You know that. I know that there's been tension here. I don't want to do that to you. I enjoyed our time, but
okay.
I got to leave this because it's not going to work for what I want. And then be done with it. And then go no contact. And then if there is a future that he can ever step up and be what he needs to be, maybe in the future, but this is going nowhere. And these kind of things drag on for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you look up and you look up in the danger zone and you're mad at me because I'm pointing it out.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, cut him off. It's a wrap.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. We are officially done with overtime. Yeah. Anytime you hear a woman with a beeping smoke detector, there is no boyfriend around. Guys, understand something. It is better for all of you out there that are dating to have things more clear. The only guys that don't want to have things clear are suckers. I don't even say players. Players, they like rules. And actually, players respect the game. Slime balls, that's different than sleaze balls. Shout out to AMS. Look, clarity helps everybody. And I just don't believe in moving unclear. What do you want? If you don't want anything serious, hey, stand on that. And if she does, then don't deal with her. We suffer from one-itis. We think this person, and we gotta have this person. We can't have this one. Another one will come along. And if the person is right for you, then believe me, it'll work itself back to where it needs to be. See, just like the previous caller, oftentimes we try to make the person right that wasn't right. So when the right person comes along, you're so used to looking at wrong, you can't accept right. Ooh, dropping knowledge like Galileo dropped an orange. So, shout out to the caller. Shout out to everybody. I'm tired. That was a good show. Overtime was good. But you know what? I got things to do. Need to grab me something, a snack or something. I need to pack in case I decide to move. This may sound crazy, but I'm excited. I got to buy some new luggage. Boxes on the way. Need to look into more apartments. Go back apartment shopping online. Apartment shopping online is crazy. You know, looking at spots in Manhattan. Gotta love that city. Not looking forward to this shutdown or lockdown, but you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do. Stay safe out there. Stay safe out there, and better to slow up 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6, and come out the other side and then push it, because we are in a precarious position. So stay safe. Take care of yourself. Till next time, y'all know how it is. Be good. Be good to each other. Till next time, peace. We are gone. And ladies, stop telling those good lies. Pack for the past 4 days. Dude, I did pack. I went out of town. I just got back 2 days ago. The videos are much better coming from New York City off the street, though. You gotta admit. Join me and support me on Patreon. At Patreon at Kevin R. Sanders. Patreon was having a little issue processing things. That's all straightened out. So make sure your Patreon is up to date. If it's not, goes bye-bye. Thank you for supporting the movement on Patreon. Join me on IG, the Fat Room, for videos you will only see there. When they're up, they're up. When they're down, they're down. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Oh. Don't act stupid though. Email your show ideas to info@bykevinsanders.com or email your questions to Ask Godfather in the subject line. And you never know, you make a video response to it. 5 or 10 minutes. Keep it simple. Even better, go to bykevinsanders.com. Go on to the booking or scheduling tab and pick your one-on-one virtual consultation or your general just one-on-one hour with me. Chop it up with the Godfather. That's how you do that. Respect my inbox. If you have good music, you want me to play some of your music, I'm actually going to start doing more advertising on the platform. Like behind me, I got the mobile studio. The mobile studio is dope. Ooh, can't wait to unload the mobile studio so when I'm out on the road, fluting out there, we'll still have the same old vibe. Be good to each other. CIA men, respect yourself. FBI ladies, respect yourself. Remember, life is choice driven. The kind of life you have depends on the choice you make. You cannot choose what happens to you. You just get to choose how you respond. Bad people out there, that's good news. That just means you avoid those. The good ones are over there. You deserve the best because you are the best. Remember, sometimes you just got to remind yourself that you are the shit. Peace out.